All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to my food channel, TMossBoss versus food. And in today's video, yeah, I know some people may, I don't know, because this is the only one that I can find. I couldn't find or see if they had or have it set up where it's the same way in other states, but this is how it's set up in Washington State, where they have because I think before they used to have it where it was like the grade, where it was like A, B, and all that stuff. And yeah, if you had an F, and it's like, bro, you're supposed to get an F in school, not in food. All right, F should stand for food, not failure. So yeah, I'm like that's why I'm like, man, what you guys got going on? But anyways, no, for those that don't know, I did work in the food industry for 4 years, and you'll learn a thing or two in there. And that was one thing that I learned was about these signs. And yeah, if a sign says needs to improve, that means that there was definitely some serious hazardous stuff going on in that restaurant. So I wanted to just kind of like go through and explain it. And I also explained how at the cafe that I worked at, why we got good, because I know it was crazy because at the other two locations, and I think the reason why at the other two locations that we had in the area, why they were excellent and ours was good, our location was the biggest, so there was a lot to clean. And then yeah, at times we might make a mistake, might make an error. So when the health department, when they come through, they never got on us about like how we were managing our food. I think the two things that I can remember them getting on us about was that we ended up doing it after they had told us about it, but we didn't put dates on the food that we would open in the like walk-in refrigerator and freezer and stuff, and in any and everywhere else. We didn't put dates on it. And then I know like that we had like this soup area where and then I don't know why they had it set up that way. I wish it was because it was hard to clean that glass. But anyways, we had this soup area. Customers, instead of like kind of letting the ladle go in the soup so it won't splash, they just like cannonball the ladle, and so the soup would spray all across the glass. And then it's like we're trying to like reach back there, but we had like it was this I think it was like a hot box to like keep food warm and stuff. And that was kind of in the way, so we're trying to like maneuver and things. I'm like, fam, I'm not Mr. Fantastic, I can't stretch my arm out and be cleaning stuff like that. So I tried to talk to management. I'm like, can we get like a Swiffer or something that can like reach back there and clean it? And they're like, oh, I'm like, what does that mean? I'm like, what did you? Yeah, it was management at my old job. It was the one manager that hired me. I say that he was without doubt the best manager that I think I've seen in many establishments and stuff. Like that was the one and only cafe job that I've ever had, like, or is the one and only job that I ever really had, like a real job and things. But yeah, content creating's been my main job ever since, before and after working at that place and stuff. So, but now I can, make it into where it's a full-time job and things. But anyways, now that that's been, we done had that conversation, let's get to talking about these signs. So yeah, if a restaurant does say needs to improve, don't eat there. That means that there's something going on with the food, there's something going on with the workers. Like they live in foul, they live in reckless. Like I haven't been to too many needs to improve like restaurants and places and stuff, but I know my mom, she said there was a time where she went to I think she didn't see the sign until afterwards, but she went to a I think she didn't even eat there. I think it was on some stuff where she seen something going on in there and she didn't eat there. But then when I think that's what it was, she looked the place up, and then they did have needs to improve rating, and I think they had like a sewage problem or something like that. So it must have been bad to where it was like it. I don't know. Like I don't know what to overall say about the food wise, because I never ate there. I never ate at that restaurant. So but yeah, it was like she was telling me about that, and I'm all like, yeah, that's if a place needs if it has needs to improve outside, that means that definitely something was going on in there where it's like, might might not want to eat in there. I've had my fair share of food poisoning. There was a Red Lobster. Since then, they have fixed the place up. It's not as bad as it used to be. But I think back then, they probably did have a needs to improve sign, or whatever the rating was back then. Cause yeah, there was a couple of times where I got food poisoning, and that's the thing. I'm a picky eater. I don't be eating a whole lot, like unless like I'm really hungry or I want to try something because I had it somewhere else. But yeah, for the most part, I'm a picky eater. I get my fries, I get my root beer, and I'm satisfied. All right, I don't need nothing else. That's all it takes to satisfy me. So if anybody about like, oh, you should check out our restaurant. We got the best fries and this and that. I'm like, I'll be the judge of that. But yeah, I'm like, it don't take a whole lot. If you can impress me with the fries, and I'm like, you guys might be good people and stuff. So, but anyways, I got sick off of eating fries. I think if because I remember when I was younger, I used to eat like fried shrimp and stuff. So I'm like, maybe I had some of that. I don't know. But I was like, yeah, I remember going there twice, two different occasions, and getting sick. And I'm like, nope, never again. It was for the longest. I was like, I did not want to eat at that place. Like I was skeptical. And so yeah, I was like, then I just kind of build up to it and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I might eat like a half a fry and stuff. And then, yeah, now it's like, I think because I went there, it was right after the Seahawks parade. And so, yeah, I went up there with my family and I was like, okay, I was like, I'm satisfied. I'm like, I already had been satisfied with the place. But yeah, I was all like, it's one of those things. I think that time around, I wasn't even really thinking about it and stuff, but I was skeptical and things at one point. But anyways, I haven't seen too many restaurants though with okay in the window. I feel like that it's either like I don't know, the okay restaurants don't really exist out here in Washington. Not that I know of. I ain't never seen any out there, but yeah, I'm like I feel like if you have an okay, then like the food is edible. Like you can eat there, but I don't know. It might be some stuff where it's like it might be like a mess in the kitchen area where it's like, hey, they might put out okay food, but if you take a look at that kitchen, it's like I guess if you are up for it, if you up for eating in there, then hey, bro, that's on you. But you probably won't get sick eating at a restaurant that even though it does say like mini red critical violations. Yeah, I'm like I don't know, like I'm looking at it, maybe it's like it's stuff where it's just yeah, it's I don't know, like I don't want to say like it's the stuff that they was getting on us about because like I said, there was like it was the dates and then the window part being dirty or with the soup on there. So I feel like dirty might be too strong of a word, but yeah, I just I don't know. I can't really speak on like the okay restaurants and stuff. I feel like that yeah, it's like you're either good, excellent, but if you got need to improve, then I'm like, yeah, it's something where I'm like, you living reckless. But okay, I feel like yeah, it might be okay to eat in there and stuff. So, but yeah, I can't speak too much on that because I haven't really seen too many okay restaurants and stuff. But good, I'm familiar with good. I'm familiar with good and excellent because yeah, at the three locations that I worked at, the two, like I said, had excellent. Ours had good, and like I said, it was because like our cafe was the biggest, so it was like more customers was going to be coming through. They were going to be making a mess. We cleaned the place up. We did the best job possible, not on no stuff where it's like, oh, we just would like give up or no, like I feel like when I say like we did the best job, I'm like we no, that was one thing for sure. Customers, they liked our food better than the other two locations, and so yeah, the food was good, but like I said, it was just the dates that we wasn't putting down on the food and stuff. So it's one of like some red critical violations. It's like it's stuff where it's like it's not going to keep people from eating the food. It's like, okay, just clean that up, date this, and it's like the like minor things and stuff. So yeah, I'm like good. Yeah, the times that even at times where I've ate at other restaurants where they have good, I'm like, yeah, I can't think of a time where I'm not like, I'm like this don't seem right. Something seems off in here and things. So, but yeah, I feel like for the most part, I'm like, yeah, good. You could definitely eat at a good restaurant, and then excellent, of course. Yeah, that's the best rating that you could get. So I'm like, if a restaurant, if it has excellent, but the food like something is off with it, I'm like, report them. Report if yeah, good and excellent. If there's something off about, I'm like, yeah, definitely report them and stuff. Because no, that's the thing about it though. With those like food inspection people is that they'll just surprise you. So like so for somebody that's never worked in the food industry, you'll be just kind of like just minding your own business doing it because I was a cashier. So you'll just be minding your business doing whatever. All of a sudden you have like a cook coming up to you talk about, hey, health inspector person is here. And I'm like, dang man. So I'm like, yeah, we just kind of like going around cleaning up the place and things. But I mean, we did that anyways. It's like, but I guess like, yeah, we'll just make it seem like that, if, yeah, we clean the place, then we see them, then it's like, oh, just over here wiping the counter. There's like, sir, I seen you wipe that counter 5 minutes ago. What are you doing? So yeah, man, it's one of those things where I'm like, no, health inspection people. I never worried because I was like, yeah, our cafe was good. The other locations were good. I think we have some well, we had I the place that I used to work at, it closed down. So I think they do have some places there still up, but as far as like the locations that I had worked at, yeah, they closed all those down because of COVID and stuff. So yeah, man, it was unfortunate. You know, it was like that whole thing. I think I don't know if I ever did talk about that, you know, when that cafe had closed down. But yeah, it was like COVID had happened. So at first we were all thinking, okay, you know, we've been I think yeah, they told us they gave us a letter and they was like, "Oh, you guys have been furloughed. We don't know when we going to open the place back up." And so yeah, I think I remember I was like I kind of seen it in my manager's face at the time. Like he seemed like he was kind of panicking and stuff. Like he didn't know what he was gonna do. And I was like, I'd never seen him like that before. I was like, dang, I'm like, this is serious and stuff. And then next thing you know, it was because I was cool with like the upper management and stuff. So the district manager, he called me up personally and told me that they had to sell the account to the place. And I was like, man, dang. I mean, yeah, you know, you guys got to do what you got to do. So yeah, that's when I just started grinding as hard as possible with content creating. But nah, man, you know, I think that if I hadn't have worked at that place, I probably wouldn't have created this channel. So yeah, that's why I'm like, I do give that place a lot of credit with, you know, like the knowledge that I do have of like restaurant, customer service, all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I have to give them that credit and things, even just, you know, like conversations and talking. Like I feel like that like my people skills definitely improved working at that place. So I will say that much about it, you know. I mean, but it was a dope place. From the like the customers, some customers, there were some customers where I was all like, please don't come back. But then there was others where I'm like, nah, if I see you out in public, I'm saying hi, all right? So but anyways, but yeah, you know, so again, let's go through this all over. If it says needs to improve, exit up out that restaurant. Okay. I check the reviews. I'm like, that's definitely a thing that you should always do when eating at a place is check the reviews and see what other people have to say. And so yeah, even though it might be like at good or excellent, the customer service might be bad. And I'm not gonna eat at a place where they got bad customer service. Like if I'm all like, hey, can I get a refill? And they're like, why do you need a refill? And I'm like, ain't that usually a thing that you do when you finish your soda? You if you want more, that's when you kind of make eye contact with the front of the house and you ask for a refill. I shouldn't have to explain that. So yeah, I'm one of those people where I'll make a person sound stupid. I'm like, listen to that question. I'm like, just please listen. Go into the bathroom, cover your ears, and just think about that question that you just asked me and stuff. So yeah, but I'm like, yeah, definitely check the reviews if it says okay, good and excellent. Good and excellent, it's kind of like one and the same, but yeah, it just means that with good, it's like there's some errors, but it ain't like errors where it's like going to, you know, make the food taste bad or it's nothing like yeah, like food taste related and stuff. So and then with excellent, that means that yeah, you know, it's everything was good in there and stuff. So but and if anything's, it's like I'm trying to think of something, I guess, with X because I never really had talked with any of the other cooks and cashiers and chefs at the other locations that had excellent. So, but yeah, there was nothing to ever complain about and things. And the times when I worked at those locations, yeah, it was like they never had said if there was anything wrong with that place. So yeah, that's why I was like, yeah, they probably didn't even have any like violations or anything and stuff. So, but anyways, with that being said, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and peace.